Welcome, Madristas. How are you all doing? Sorry about the frequency of the videos lately. I know I've only had time for one or two a day. In fact, just one yesterday. But I'm moving, doing a lot of things. I'll try in the next few days. I'm going to be at the beach. It's going to be difficult, but we're going to keep going here. The thing is, well, this end of August is a bit, well, it's just how August is, you know. It's a bit unusual, but in September, I'll be back at full speed. And from a new location, I'll tell you all the news then. I'm going to start with Cucurella because I have a soft spot for this guy, not just for how he plays, but also for who he is. He's an amazing character. This is the questionnaire given to all new Real Madrid signings. With Cucurella, pay attention. His answers are really unique in a good way. He said this in the questionnaire, and also they always have them answer a question left by the previous player without knowing who the new one will be. And they do the same with him, right?
Full name?
Marco Cucurella.
Tell me one word that defines you as a player.
Intense.
If I say Real Madrid, you say?
Itels.
Favorite food?
Sushi.
Favorite artist or musician?
Ozuna.
What's your hidden talent?
None.
If your teammates visited your city, where would you take them?
Check this out.
To a sandwich place I really like.
To a sandwich restaurant that I really like. Can you imagine Bellingham, Kylian Mbappé, and so on there in a restaurant, in a sandwich restaurant? In Catalonia, the Catalonia of Marco Cucurella. Marco Cucurella.
Now I'm going to show you a video with T who asks you a question.
What is this you prepare for the small squad because you are a new player for Real Madrid at this moment?
Oof, that's tough. Considering that I'm pretty broke.
I'm pretty broke. I don't know if you've seen it on the captions. It says, what gift would you give to the squad when you arrive at Real Madrid, right?
Something. I don't know, I take them out for a meal. Let one of the new guys help me. Just a small meal.
Perfect. And a question for the next one?
Which player would you go on vacation with?
A la Madrid.
A la Madrid.
There's an a la Madrid ending with a T there from a good Catalan Madridista. Since I'm broke, maybe just a meal, but I'd need help. He's a character. At least we've got the left wing covered. And on the right, well, Mourinho is trying a few things there, right? It turns out that watch out, because this is the kind of thing that may or may not be true, okay? Because, well, these things are the typical things people say. They remind me of other seasons, of when you are missing players. And honestly, there are people telling me, you're very negative lately in the videos, but how can I not be? A lot of the things we are hearing about Camavinga being convinced by Mourinho, for example. You say Camavinga again, but okay, fine. I've gotten a lot of hate from some Camavinga supporters, right? Others, not so much. Now, there's the thing about Trent possibly being a midfielder for playing the ball out from the back. So, okay, from his little right back spot, he moves inside, moves into the middle, okay, so that he can accompany Tchouaméni. No, he's never played in that position. And if he's played something similar at Liverpool, no, I mean, he's never stood out for that. He does have an exceptional foot, of course. We have to take advantage when Carlos Espi comes on in the matches. So this guy can whip in crosses for him. He has a magic right foot, of course. Make it the competition, the defensive midfielder's partner. No, damn it. These are typical news stories, but we can confirm if they are true. Be cautious. This was mentioned on share and left at that.
No, but it seems he could be the hidden option.
Aren't these the typical news stories we always get when players in those positions are missing? No, it's like last year's hidden option, or what happened with Hausen. He'd make a great defensive midfielder. No. To do that, you need to sign someone who really knows the position. You're off to a bad start this season if, I repeat, this is true. Even if Mourinho might have thought about it at some point, I don't think he'll go for that. Well, with Mourinho, we've also seen some rather strange situations in midfield during his first stint at Real Madrid. But the good thing about Madrid, whether we liked it more or less, is that, no, Ancelotti already did that. Moving Di Maria down to that position. Careful, that was Ancelotti's idea, but he had Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso was truly an expert at that. He knew the role of a defensive midfielder, no one else. I mean, in that Madrid under Mourinho, we didn't say, no, we need another defensive midfielder. We already had one of the best in the world at that time. World champion, European champion with Spain, etc. Xabi Alonso, right? And this happens every season. When you're missing a player in a specific position, let's see if we can put someone else there. Of course, Bernardo Silva, for me, playing at the base of the build-up still seems like a stopgap because at Manchester City, even though there might be moments in a match when he does that or contributes to it, he hasn't really done that. Maybe in Portugal, others are already handling that. But it might fit a little better because of Bernardo Silva's characteristics, but not those of Trent Alexander-Arnold. Damn. But well, hey, maybe now he'll come up with a new position for this guy and I'll have to keep my mouth shut, hopefully, if this does end up happening. We'll see. Yesterday, there was a lot of talk about this Pedrerol thing, saying that, let's see if I have it here, they said, or according to what they say, Pedrerol supposedly commented, a Real Madrid signing will be the first exclusive. I mean, are we going to fall for this guy's trick again? Well, yes, that a Real Madrid signing will be El Chiringuito's first exclusive on Mediaset, a Real Madrid signing giving an exclusive interview on the new El Chiringuito. Because, well, since there's a direct line there with Florentino, who has gone through, I was meant to say tough time. He went through tough times when they did what they did to Vinicius. Madrid got really angry. Now that a lot of people are coming out to defend Vinicius and all that, it seems like those of us who have criticized some things about Vini at some point are now the bad guys. When it came to Vini, I stood up for him in the videos, defending him against what was really concerning, which was going to every stadium and getting booed. Recently, someone said, no one mentions Vinicius getting booed at Riazor. Look, just because it's not discussed doesn't mean I think it's okay. I still believe it's just as wrong as before. And also, watching the game the other day, I said, but this guy was never even here. What are they doing? Why are they booing him, right? Well, it's the same thing. Vinicius should be defended against those things. But that doesn't mean you have to agree with everything he does. There are things about his management agency and how they've handled him and all that, which you've heard me criticize, right? Well, with Madrid, Florentino didn't seem to mind so much that the show did that to him. And Vinicius, why did he keep giving them interviews? He kept going on the show. Hey, well, look, I never thought it was right, and now they're trying to convince us. No, that's going to be their first exclusive. The first exclusive is going to be that a Real Madrid signing, indeed, is going to speak to the show. That's it, period. Now, I'm not saying there won't be a Real Madrid signing, or maybe I should just keep my mouth shut. But if no one leaves, there won't be any signings, I insist. So this gentleman must be pretty confident to say that. No, Madrid has signed it, I don't know who, and that's the exclusive, right? That's how these people operate. We've already talked to Florentino to bring us a big signing and give us an interview, period. Jude Bellingham, about Mu, said this yesterday.
I feel like I already have a relationship with him, and for me it's a dream to work with a coach like Mourinho. It's just a chance to see him, but yeah, I'm really excited to see what he's like.
Well, I just want to say one thing to Jude Bellingham. I hope he doesn't behave with Mourinho the way he did with Xavi. That's number one. And he should know that Mourinho stopped talking. To Cristiano Ronaldo, to Pepe, to Casillas. Well, with Casillas it was already obvious. But even with Cristiano Ronaldo, he should know that. Maybe he expects to find something, since Jude Bellingham's mother idolizes him. After Madrid beat Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League, she asked for a photo with Mourinho, who was there as a TV commentator. Yeah, but you have to know what you're dealing with there, buddy. Come on, let's go. And finally, about Manuel Ángel, the other day we were wondering where that guy is and what happened to him. Well, what's going on with Manuel Ángel is that he's not playing with Castilla, precisely because Madrid wants to sell him. They're talking about it here in Diario AS. That's why, to avoid injuries, they're not calling him up for Castilla or the first team right now. For me, he was a guy who maybe had a future with the first team. They already tested him at the end of this season. He showed that he's a very interesting player, and they're going to sell him, I think, unless I'm really surprised, with the 50 or 70% arrangement. Look, so as not to lose complete control over him, I think this guy, the way he plays, it seems to me that if he goes abroad and has a good stint there, he could come back as someone important. I hope so. I really like him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, everyone, there should be a video later this evening. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, comment, share, and hype it up. That helps a lot. See you next time. Bye.